Hello and welcome to Brian's Got Game. I'm Brian. Today I've got a game called Tyler Sigman's Crows. Tyler Sigman's Crows is a 2 to 4 player tile placement game by Tyler Sigman and Junk Spirit Games. In this game, players are mages attempting to attract crows to their mana totem. They do this by laying down a tile and then placing their totem. Crows fly to the nearest totem and score points for that mage. If there are ever 6 or more crows on a tile, this constitutes as a murder of crows, and they disperse around the landscape. Play continues until the Nightfall tile is drawn, which signals the last round. In the end, the player with the most points wins. So let's check it out, and I'll show you how to cast spells to invoke special powers, how to earn big points with Queen Crow, and how to be the best mage of Tessador in Tyler Sigman's Crows. To set up, take the crow tiles, shuffle them, and then in the stack find the Nightfall token, Nightfall tile, and set that aside. Then, take 6. No, you take 4. So since we're playing a 3-player game, take 4, and we don't use those. In a 2-player game, it's 8. So in a 3-player game, we got 4, and then we take 6. And then we take this one, the crow, and then we shuffle them. And then you put it on the bottom. And then we take 4, put that on the bottom. So now, the Nightfall token, the Nightfall tile, is one of the last 11. So then we create the game board, take 13, and we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Then you give each player a token, and then each player picks a color. Here. So green, yellow, blue. And then we take these point tokens, and then the mana corruption tiles, talk about those in a little bit. Spells, and then the crows. You are now ready to begin. To start, you put crows on these tiles as depicted on here. So there's 1 crow on this tree, so you put 1 crow there. On this tree, there's 2 crows, so you put 2 crows on this tree. This one has 1, has 1, one has 1, has 2, then this one has 3. So on the trees, they have 1 to 3 crows on them. And then I'll talk some more about these other tiles in a little. So on your turn, you take your 1 tile and you draw another one, and you choose which one to play. So I've got these. So I'm going to put this one here. And then, so you get to play and then place your mana totem pole. So what this one is that it draws in contested crows. So I'll talk about that in a little bit. So it breaks ties. This one, it doubles the amount of crows you have. So now it's a yellow player. We've got this. And let's play these crows here. So we can go out really far if we want to. Play that there. 2 crows here. And put that there. Alright. Now it's the blue player's turn. Draw. And then we're going to put this one here. So then the crows block. So in this instance, there weren't any ties. So for instance, if this was here, these would be contested, tied. So in a tie, they split evenly. If it's not even, so it's an odd number, they split and 1 gets left. If 1 is contested, then it's left. So this is here. So now the crows block. So crows block orthogonally, and they to the nearest totem. Now the problem is that they can't fly over these gaps. So this totem will not get this crow. So we block this. These 2, 3, these 2, this 1. Alright, then we score. So this one gets 4 times 2 is 8. So 5 and 3. That's blue. This one, I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so now we have a murder. I'll show you about that in a second. Then this one gets 2 times 2 is 4. Right. So if at any time after this phase there are 6 crows 6 or more crows on a tile, then an explosion, a murder happens, and then the crows disperse. So 2 fly away, and then they go around in a spiral. So I get to choose where they start, and I'm going to go like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we put a mana corruption here. So that means that I can't put my mana there next time. So let me take these back, and then play another round. So now we start with the next player. So yellow. Draw. And I'm going to place this here. Here. So whenever you place your totem on one of these barrens tiles, you get a spell. And these have ranging abilities. Sometimes they're better than others, but so now it's the blue player's turn. All right, so we've got these. So this is a Carrion Paradise. So after a round, if it's still there, if it's empty, then you get, then 1 crow is placed on it. So we're gonna place this. We'll place this here. All right. So now we're gonna place, that there. And now it's my turn, and I'm going to. And now I'm going to put this one here, and then place one there. So now we flock. So this one's closer, so they get all 3 plus these. No, not that one. That's mine. Right there. All right. And then we score. So yellow gets 2. 5. Blue gets 4. And then green, I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Almost a murder. So play continues playing these tiles. Now I'm going to show you the last couple tiles. So this is the lava pool tile. So what this does is that wasn't there. All right. So we've got all these crows. Perfect spot would be right here. But let's say there's a better spot over here. So you put your mana totem over here. But over here, there's a really good spot for somebody else. So you could place lava, and then you couldn't get all of these in one spot. So whenever they fly, they flock. If I have my mana here, these crows will stop on this spot, opening up a better spot over here. So there's a couple more tiles. So in this instance, it was removed, but there's this tile. So this, when you play it, spawns the queen crow, and she's red. And whenever they flock, she is worth 3. So this would be 4. Now, something interesting about her is that she never flies away during the murders for 1, so that happens. Now, if this happens, so even though she's closer to this, she still flies to the gemstone cave. And these guys can go there. Well, only if there's. So here are some of the spells. So this one is populate. So what that does is that you can choose a 2 or 3 and then put 2 or 3 crows on it. So there's this one, drain. So you could play this. If I go here and I'm going to get all these crows, you could play drain and make it not ×2. So then I would get half as many points. So it wouldn't. So instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, instead of having 16, I'd only get 8. I get 16 because of ×2. Alright, so this is attract. So I would choose a tile. So I choose this place. I say right, then all of the crows to the right of it would block there, like normal. So those are some of the spells. There's a couple more. So you continue playing until you reveal the Nightfall token, and then you play the last round, and then you count up all your points. So unused spells like this that you haven't used are worth 2 points, and then you add up all your points, and the player with the most points wins. That's how to play Tyler Sigman's Crows. Okay, got my dad here for a parent's opinion. So Dad, what do you think of Tyler Sigman's Crows?
I had a lot of fun playing Tyler Sigman's Crows. I thought that it was really cool how you placed the different tiles around the area, and then that the crows came only in direct line of sight, had to be orthogonal.
As the crow flies.
Well, sometimes. Depends. So I thought there was a lot going on. I do like abstract strategy, and it kind of felt a little bit like
go
that.
side to side. They go straight.
It is true, but they don't go diagonal either in this world of crows.
Okay. Square crows. So components. I need to remind you, or I probably don't need to remind you, but this is a Kickstarter prototype, so it's probably not finished. Now, the pieces we do have are pretty cool. They're 3D printed.
Yeah, I have no idea what they could do with the pieces.
They could be stone.
You never know with Kickstarter.
Stone crows.
So that's all we'll say about components.
So artwork. I believe the artwork is finished. So they did a pretty good job on it. It's black, white, and so it's like grayscale and then red.
Yeah, and this is done by Justin Hillgrove, who did their other games. This is set in the world of Tessendor, just like By Order of the Queen, and so this is kind of is flowing into this world that they're building. But the artwork is excellent.
As always. So strategy. It kind of depends on, like, every game's different because the starting is different. You might have one crow to begin with. No, not really. But you could have a very little amount of crows to begin with, or every single one of them could start as a crow. We play both ways by chance.
Or you could have, lava pits could be out that block. Yeah, depending on the start setup and all the tiles, it's different every time, which is a big plus. Also, I really liked how you kind of set up the end. So, like, you take 8 or 10 tiles, I forget, and then you shuffle the end tile in there, and then you add some more in the bottom, and so you never know when the end is going to be.
Yeah.
And so I really like that part of it, too.
So that is really cool. So strategy continued. You gotta place it to get the most amount of crows. But the thing is that some of the tiles have special powers, like the gem cave that makes all the tide come, and it makes the queen come. And then
the spell cards.
Cards.
I felt like I wanted more spell cards, but in order to do that, you had to place your totem on one of those the barren places, which isn't the best place to put your totem.
No.
But I feel like every time we played, we really made use of the double your crows spell.
Well, that's not a spell. That's a place.
Oh, that was the place.
It's a tile.
Oh, the spell is what cancels that.
Yeah.
So it's always good to have one of those.
Yeah.
In your back pocket.
We use those a lot in our game.
So there's a lot of strategy going on.
So Easy for Kids, it does have a lot of strategy. I don't think we've really played it.
Yeah, I don't think this one would work with a young grade school age, just because of it's very thinky, and more abstract than anything. But I think middle school definitely could get into this one. 12 and up, definitely high school. But I think this one, if you have those older kids, it would be good to play as a family type game in that setting.
Yeah. So overall, it's a really solid game. It's got nice. It will have nice components because they put a lot of work into the prototype.
And the totems.
The totems were cool too.
Yeah, those could end up looking pretty slick too.
Yeah. And then the artwork is done and it looks great for strategy, and it's Easy for Kids.
Yeah, this is actually a reprint. Tyler Sigman Crows was made before, but this is a new skin with Justin Hillgrove's artwork, made by Junk Spirit Games in their world. So there's a little bit of tweaking there that they did to the game, but this is a second edition. So I'm excited to see how this turns out.
Thank you for watching Brian's Got Game. Please like us on our Facebook page. Send us a tweet at Brian's Got Game. Visit our webpage, briansgotgame.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm Brian. This is my dad. See you next time.